And I'll leave you with one of the memoir stretches. But first, to Minsk. Yeah, there are memoir stretches in this that I try to restrain. They're basically about learning to paint, discovering Soutine, meeting painters, and having my art experience. So this is a bit into the book. A couple of things have happened that are worth knowing. One is that I lost a job, started painting, actually put an easel up at the Met and copied a Pizarro for which I should still be doing time. Also, I saw my first Soutine at MoMA. This is Book 2, Chapter 4, La Cite Falguiere, Part 1. 888 7th Avenue, New York. The famous opera man, a semi-homeless fixture, lifts his can and sets to work another day, delivering his hopeless arias. Removed across the avenue by uniforms at Carnegie Hall, the heartless monsters. He resumes his ballyhoo in De Profundis on a sidewalk square on 57th, just below the studio of Ernest Critchlow, on the second floor of the Art Students League of New York. Critchlow taught an open session there on Thursday nights in '93. By luck, I'd landed at an office right across the street above the Brooklyn Diner. What the fuck, I thought, the League. What better place to meet the likes of Critchlow, Romer Bearden's partner in the Cite Gallery, and what could beat 3-hour sessions with the nude, Nirvana every Thursday night. I'd cut across the traffic, snarled on 57th on a blood quest, with a bag of oil tubes tossed and jostling on my back. It was a chance to fail on par with painting in that most auspicious gallery uptown. My pants were caked with color on the night I met a realist from the Harlem Renaissance. Another wild man, Critchlow laughed. He'd vet my canvas, shake his head, and say, "All right, keep moving with the figure while it's wet." When he retired, I switched to Wednesday night, Harari's class upstairs. Hananiah. He was full of love. In Europe, at the height of things, at home a socialist pariah, the blacklist, and the whole shebang, this gentleman was in his 80s, an American who figured in the school of Paris. Judgmental, he was not, but all encouragement. "I love this color," he would say, and bend to see it closer in the battlement of oil across my slab. "Spare no expense. Your métier's impasto." There, I spent my Wednesday nights, an intense experience. The weary model, having posed all day, conveyed a softness. I would often sense her weight and form through color, in the way that greens and violets would develop in the pasty flesh tone I'd naively splay across my gessoed canvas. I begin to understand what Critchlow told me. Work it wet and keep up with the drama in the pose. Harari smiled. "I see a Turk, an odalisque. Matisse would see the same." The man was going blind. Sometimes he'd lurk behind a student quietly, then, "What's your name? You're Sally, right?" Robert." "Yes, of course." But he could see the paintings. When he came to mine, I'd watch his eyes. There is a source of clarity in art and in the process of creating, and Harari had a vast resource of images within. He could assess a canvas with an acumen and skill that cut through cataracts. I'll tell you this, you're learning how to work with white. It's still the toughest color on my palette. "Oh, that's right, it's not a color." He would kill with his derisive jabs at dilettante opinions. I looked through catalogs and found examples of his early work. His avant-garde Parisian pictures brought to mind Georges Braque. I came across a painting entitled Soutine's Studio. Soutine? Remind me where I'd heard that name. In fact, the wild landscape that unsettled me at MoMA was the start of something huge. Beguiled, I studied Soutine on the train, at home, at work. It bordered on obsession. So I asked about it. That one, my oh my, it brings back memories. Did you not know I took his studio at Kanye's? He left a week or two before I got there, though. We never met. I have to say, I loved Harari all the more for this. Where's yours? He'd lean into my painting. It's improved. Come back next week and give it 3 more hours. And in the morning, there'd be Opera Man. And I'd think, you and me, pal, amateurs. So I've already read half of it to you. You can buy the other half in the back by Kat. Kat, thanks so much. Walter, loved every minute of it. Thank you.
That was Rick Mullin. Please give it up for Rick Mullin one more time. Okay, that about wraps up our event for tonight. I have a couple of announcements.